Ladies and gentlemen, Gamecock Chuck coming to you today on this Monday afternoon. Before I get started, subscribe to my channel, like my video, share my video, comment on my videos, hit the notification button, do all them good things to help me out, help my channel grow. Hey, this is week 3 of the college football season. Getting ready to head into that, week 3. Gamecocks are on the road again, playing the number 2 team in the Georgia Bulldogs. Hey, I have more content on that game going forward. Shane Beamer has his weekly press conference tomorrow, so hopefully by Wednesday I'll have some content to put out. Don't think we're gonna have any quarterback news to report. I'd be willing to bet that Shane Beamer's not going to name a starting quarterback right off the bat, barring some kind of Luke Doty setback or I just don't see Beamer announcing a starting quarterback right away on Tuesday. So hopefully we'll know by Saturday at 7:20 or 7 o'clock, whatever time the game kicks off. Hopefully we'll know by then who the starting quarterback is. I would probably venture to say if Doty is 100% healthy, it will be Luke Doty, but who knows, it could be Zeb Nolan. Wouldn't be surprised either way. Man, this past weekend was a great weekend of college football. I know my last video was a little perturbed, a little upset with my Gamecocks. You know, that's just my emotions coming out. You know, I want them to always win and I always want them to dominate both sides of the line. But going forward, we got a lot of work to do on the offensive line part. Just overall crappy play, like I said the other day. But moving forward, we're gonna move forward, put that win behind us. It's a win. It's a great win. Not everybody was able to celebrate a win this past weekend, so we're gonna move forward with that. But like I said, man, there was a lot of good college games this past weekend. I went 3-2 against the spread on the 5 games I picked. I missed on BYU. You know, when you look at that game, like I said, it was an in-state rivalry game, a holy war game, kind of like the Clemson South Carolina game. If you're from that state, you're either for BYU or you for Utah. So, you know, them kids from BYU, they came ready to play. You know, set aside the the past, the history, last week's game, whatever. They came to play. They dominated. They beat Utah. It was a great win by BYU there, and I think it broke Utah's 9-game winning streak. So, you know, hey, props to them. Another one that I missed big on was the Oregon Ohio State game. I figured, you know, Oregon coming across country and missing their top, one of their top defensive players, it was going to be a struggle. But hey, they went blow for blow with Ohio State. I think about every play they scored on was on the left side of their offensive line. So, hey, they pretty much pushed around Ohio State's defense and went blow for blow and did what they had to do to come out of Columbus with a win. So, props to Oregon, going on the road and getting that big, huge win, knocking Ohio State down. Not sure that's going to really knock them out of the playoffs, but it's going to pretty much put a dent in their playoff hopes right off at the beginning of the season. There's a lot of season left. They got a lot of games to play. They can get them back in that playoff talk. So we'll see how the season plays along. Every team from the SEC won this past weekend, with the exception of Tennessee and Missouri. Missouri lost because they were playing Kentucky, so it's natural that one of them had to lose. So Kentucky got that win against Missouri, and Pitt just stopped Tennessee at the end and ran the ball effectively and did what they had to do to secure that victory right there in Knoxville. So huge win for Pitt on the road against an SEC team. But the big shocker, one of the big shockers of the day, man, I tell you, some of these FCS schools, some of these Group of 5 schools, they ready to play this year, man. They're ready to take on the big boys, and it showed in Tallahassee when Jacksonville State shocked Florida State. I mean, it was an impressive win. They didn't back down from them. They did what they had to do, and they made the play at the end, and that was just some piss-poor tackling by Florida State at the end of the game. That guy should have never made it in the end zone, but it is what it is. I'm happy for them Gamecocks out of Jacksonville State, so a good win. Also, huge props to the pre-welcome to the SEC game that Texas received from Arkansas. Huge win, man. Huge win. They went. I'm not sure that game. I'm not sure where they played that game. I don't know if it was a home game or a neutral site game, but Arkansas came ready to play, and it was evident that Texas didn't. So, huge welcome to the SEC kind of game for Texas. Arkansas, they went out there, they dominated both sides of the ball, and they just pushed Texas around and come out with a victory. That was a huge shock to me. If anybody follows Gamecock Russ on Twitter, get that man a huge props, huge shout out. He called it. He called Texas was going to go down to Arkansas. So if you know Gamecock Russ, if you listen to this video and you know Gamecock Russ from Twitter, hey, reach out and let him know, hey, good job, man. I would have never had the guts to call that game. But outside of them games, I mean, there was some other good games. Texas A&M, they struggled against Colorado, but they made the plays they had to pull away with a victory at the end. Mississippi State, they beat NC State, so good SEC win against an ACC opponent. But yeah, I mean, overall it was a great week. I'm excited about this upcoming week. It's Georgia week for the Gamecocks. Yeah, I mean, I'll be putting more content out later this week about that game. But we shall see how it goes. Like I said, hopefully we'll get some news Tuesday, after Shane Beamer talks. Get some more news on the offensive line, if there's any rotation plans or anybody stepping up to take a spot or challenge a spot for the offensive line. But we definitely have to do, from a Gamecock standpoint, we definitely have to do a lot better job on the offensive line, especially when we playing these SEC teams going forward. I think we only got Troy left and Clemson as far as the non-conference, so we better start shoring up our offensive line and getting into playing right. With that being said, I will be back on later this week, hopefully after Shane Beamer's press conference, and if there's any other breaking news. But until next time, like I said, like my video, share my video to any Gamecock fan out there, comment on my video, and please subscribe and hit the notification button. That way you'll be notified of any future content. Till next time, go Gamecocks, go Coach Beamer. 2-0, baby. Let's keep it going.